I am late because I overbooked myself for tonight. And so that's why I want to apologize to you all for being late. How is everybody? Now y'all not just gonna sit back and not say nothing. I got Farrah, I got Dawn, I got Mexico. Mexico. Pronounce your names for me and say hi, y'all. How is everybody doing tonight? Let me know, what do you guys know about AI? Who has used AI? Who knows about AI? Um, or anything like that. Let me know if you guys are familiar with AI. You can put it in the chat too. Let me see. Hello, hello, hello. You can put it in the chat too. Let me know what you know about AI if you're familiar. I use it, but very basic. What are some eco? Oh, I was close. I was close. I was close. Familiar with it. So what platforms are you guys using now? So I'm going to start off for anyone who has never ChatGPT. Okay, we all using ChatGPT, baby. ChatGPT is bae. ChatGPT is bae. But let me tell y'all, we're gonna learn about some more stuff this week that's going to help you with your virtual assistance business. So I'm going to start off by talking about myself for anyone who doesn't know me, or if this is your first time meeting me. Um, Claude, yeah, I like Claude too. I like Claude too. You know how you get used to using something like ChatGPT and you just use it all the time. It'd be hard, but I want to use like Gemini and Claude and all that stuff. But I'm going to give you guys a little bit of background on me. I am Shaquana. If you have never watched my videos before by some small chance, just know I am super high energy and I be lit like 24/7 in my regular life, in my work life. That's how I had to start my own business because I couldn't be lit in corporate America like I wanted to and be loud and crazy. It's good to see you, Brittany. How you doing? It's been good talking to you today. Yes. So I am Shaquana Hughes. I am your mindset and specialized VA coach. Okay. I want to be your guide, but people aren't familiar with that. So y'all can call me coach. That is fine. But it is my job to guide you through your virtual assistance business and beyond. Okay. So a little bit of background about me. I was in the administrative space for 20 years before I decided to venture out on my own. I actually started secretarial administrative assistant work right out of high school. I actually went to school for it in high school, but I got my first job out of high school and I did that forever and ever, and I was good at it. And then in 2007, I got introduced to entrepreneurship, and it's just been a whirlwind since. I didn't own all these businesses and all of that stuff. And so what I did was I took my entrepreneurial experience and my administrative background working in corporate America, and I married those two together, and it was just a match made in heaven. When I am not working as a virtual assistant or system strategist, I am a mama of five beautiful children. I have four daughters and one son. They range from ages 23 to 9 years old. So yes, my house has always been lively. I always wanted to be a mama since I was a little bitty girl, and I always wanted to have a big family. So I live my dream life. And that is the first thing. People always ask me, how do you get started? What do I need to do to get started? That brings me to know what you want. The first step is knowing what you want. When I talk about that, I knew that I wanted to be a mother. I knew that I wanted to have a big family, and it happened. That's the first step. And then, of course, you want to get a bit more detail, what kind of business you want to have, what kind of money you want to make, how often do you want to make it? Those are the kinds of things that you want to flush out when it comes to starting your business for you to be able to start and actually succeed. A lot of people get started and they have no idea what they're doing things for. It's just like it looked good. So I just kind of want to do it. But once you know why you're doing it, who you're doing it for, and what you want to get out of it, you will excel. I promise you that. Right. And so that is one thing that I work with people on, as their coach, get their mind right, get their mindset right, and things like that. But today we are here to talk about AI. And I want to give you guys an idea of what this is going to look like today, and then answer any questions that you all may have about AI in the world. So, first, what is artificial intelligence, or what is AI? AI is artificial intelligence. Believe it or not, we have been using artificial intelligence for many, many years now. It's just became accessible to us to be able to go in and use it for what we want to use it for. We've used it for what other companies wanted us to use it for. For instance, Facebook, when you're going to comment on a post and it automatically pops up what you want to say, right? That's artificial intelligence. That's AI. That's been going on for years. We've been using it for years, and we've been using it for many, many years in other ways, but we have access to it now. We have access to be able to make it do what we want to do now. And that's the beauty of it right now. So that's all artificial intelligence is. What artificial intelligence does is it is able to scour the internet, the entire internet, for however long the internet has been around, what, 20 plus years now. It is able to get information, understand that information, package up that information, and give it to you in a way that you want it to give it to you. That's what artificial intelligence is. We've been using it. It's basically Google, but with the mind of a genius. And is what it is. And you definitely want to learn it. You definitely want to know what it is and how to use it. It is the future, hands down. And I mean like the future, like a year from now, 6 months from now. Not like down, down, down the line, but this is it. This is as good as it's gonna get. So that's what artificial intelligence is. It's just like a search engine, but it's like a human search engine. It thinks like a human. It, configures things like a human. It makes things up, that it comes up with its mind. Of course, that's what it was designed to do, and it is here, and it is not going anywhere, and we need to know how to use it, right? Why AI is important to me is because when I built my business, we all think I want to be, financially secure. I want to have freedom. I want to have flexibility. I want to do this. I want to do that. Once you start a business, baby, you will find quickly that is not all it's cracked up to be. You don't have no freedom. You tied to your computer, your kids, mama, why you always working, all that kind of stuff, right? I learned that pretty quickly in my business. But what AI gives you the opportunity to do is really have that flexibility, really have that freedom. There are a lot of things that I do in my business and with my clients today that takes me minutes, that used to take me hours. And I still get paid for the hours, but I only took me minutes. That is what AI means to me, right? It's actually going to give me that freedom and flexibility that I wanted to have when I first started my business. Another reason why it is important to me is because I can teach other women how to utilize it to where they can have that freedom and flexibility that they dream of having in their business, right? And so that's why AI is important to me. I think it's really cool. I think it's really fun. I think, all the good things, but really it gives me an opportunity to get shit done real quick, real fast, and go on by my day. Last week I traveled, I was on vacation, and I was able to do that, relax, chill out, and allow software, automation, AI, all that stuff to handle stuff on the back end. There were, my clients were taken care of, my businesses were taken care of, all of those good things. That's what AI means to me. That I'm able to be a mother, that I'm able to travel, that I'm able to take care of myself and still earn a living, right? So that's what it means to me. Why AI should be important to you for the same things that I just mentioned, but also I'm a no holds barred type of person. I'm gonna give it to you real. If you do not learn AI, if you are not familiar with these systems and softwares, it's going to make your life so much harder going forward. Like, I am a forward thinking person, and I'm not saying this to scare you or anything like that, but I'm a forward thinking person. And what I envision is the only thing that's going to be available for people to do for work is shit jobs that you don't want to do, but you're going to have to do them to earn a living if you don't know how to use technology. That's the bottom line of it all. So it should be important to you so that it can help you, move forward, get your business together, freedom and flexibility. But also because if you don't know it, you're gonna be at the bottom of 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 the totem pole, right? So it's important for that reason as well. So I'm bringing this to you because, for one, God put it on my heart to do. And secondly, I know that AI changed lives. It's changed my life in the last, 2 years or so that it's been out or whatever. So boom, that's my spiel on that. So what we gonna get into over the next couple of days. So the main thing is teaching you that there are more things than ChatGPT out there that can help you with your business, whether you're just getting started, whether you're wanting to learn more advanced technology, whether you are wanting to know, how to build your business using AI. We'll get into all of that, this week. I'll show you, you can be hands on. I'll show you some things behind the scenes. I'll show you how I use AI to run my business in real time and that kind of thing. So that is what this week is for. This week is also for I am a salesperson. I am. If you're in business, you too. If you are in business, if you start a business and you're running a business, you are a salesperson too. You have to sell. So I am also utilizing this week. I created this AI 4-day experience because I have an offer that I am coming out with in July. And so what this is going to do is lead me up into my offer. The reason why I'm telling you all this is two reasons, because I don't hide none, keep no secrets from you. I'm gonna tell you what's up, in the beginning, but also that you can see me in action and see me and how I utilize my knowledge, my expertise to sell things to people. You're going to have to do the same thing as well, whether you want to or not, whether you don't think you can or not. It's something that you're going to have to do if you want to make money as a business owner, not just as a virtual assistant, but just as a business owner for sure. I mean, as a business owner yourself. So I am a business strategist at this point. I've been an entrepreneur since 2007. So it's been almost 20 years for me for that. And just over the years, I've learned a lot of things. If you've seen me on YouTube or anything like that, you can see my knowledge. If you watch any of my courses, you know that I have a lot of knowledge when it comes to running businesses, marketing, branding, all of that good stuff. But I think virtual assisting is a good gateway, right? Because when you are coming from corporate America, right? You are used to working in, that employer employee field, right? So when you become an entrepreneur, you still have that mindset a little bit, where you're still thinking like an employee. And when you're a virtual assistant, you own your own business, but in essence, you're still working for someone else. So I think that that is a great stepping stone. Now, if you want to stay a virtual assistant for the rest of your life, baby, is money in it, and you can do that. Listen, but I think it's a good gateway to coming into entrepreneurship and learning how to run your own business while still working with someone else as a service provider. Right. And so that's why I have a lot of knowledge on virtual assistant, of course, and administration and stuff like that. But that's why I focus on that specialty. So I focus on virtual assistants. I train virtual assistants. I have done this since 2019. And if you've heard me say this before, last year I decided that this is my calling in life, right? So at this point, I want to ask you all if you have any questions about anything that I have said, because it's important for you to, I know it may not seem like it, but just even in the stuff that I've talked about tonight, it's important for you to fully understand it so that when tomorrow comes and we start to work on actually getting into the softwares, actually getting into the AI tools, that you are past the point of, well, what is that? Or how does that work? Whatever. So go ahead, Bernice. You got a question. You can put it in the chat or you can come unmute yourself and come on.
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I've been wanting to be a virtual assistant for, I want to say, a year now. Um, and I've been like, looking into different, because there's so much stuff out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have administrative skills also. I've been an administrative assistant for, I want to say, about 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I was trying to go back into the market of working, I keep getting like no responses or no. So that's when I
Mm-hmm.
decided, it turns into like age discrimination at some point, but
Mm-hmm.
because it's just the way it is. And that's when I started
Mm-hmm.
looking into like, I've used ChatGPT because I've been trying to get into digital marketing. I want to write books, ebooks, because
Ooh.
life has given me, I don't want to say lemons, but life experiences. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's kind of like my dream, my endeavor of doing. But at the same time, I've been wanting to be a virtual assistant for a long time because I do have those skills. And
Right.
being able to offer that because I really enjoy it. I probably, like you said about your experience, like you knew it was your calling. Well, when I saw these other programs about, and yours about being a VA, and I was like, you know what? I would enjoy doing that, finding out a little bit of what it is and what you're doing. But
Right.
using the AI, this is kind of like my first time hearing this. So when I saw yours, I was like, woo, this sounds very interesting.
Yeah,
That's
it
why I was like
is.
very encouraged to find a little bit more. So I guess if once we get, because I'm very hands on. I mean, it's good to get knowledge, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I like to like put my hands to work and do
Mm-hmm.
it because that's how I learn quicker. Is to be able to get hands on and learn versus the knowledge here but not applying it. If that
Right.
makes sense.
That
So
is.
I'm
That does
glad I'm
make sense.
here because being able to explain and then being able to know what the program is all about. I'm really drawn and I'm like, wow, maybe this is something that I've been looking for. I just haven't found the right. niche as far as being a
Right.
VA.
Yes. So some tools that we are going to talk about. Anybody else have any questions before I go into the tools or anything that they want to say? Thank you, Bernice, for that. I appreciate you sharing that with us tonight. Um, Let me see. None so far. Okay. So, some tools that we are going to discuss that I suggest that you all sign up for, get familiar with, they're all free. If you don't have a Chat GPT account already, I highly recommend that you get a Chat GPT account. We're also going to utilize Canva. All of these are beginner friendly, all of them are free for you to use. Zapier is another one that's kind of like super techy, but if you know it, it's a lot you can do with it. That's where your automations and things like that come in at when you're utilizing that. So ChatGPT, Canva, if you don't already have an account. And the type of person that I am, and I'm going to always give you guys all of the information that I possibly can. Google, use a YouTube video, familiarize like a beginner YouTube video. What is ChatGPT? How do I use it? What is Canva? How do I use it? If you are not already super familiar with it. Um, what is Zapier or Zapier? I don't Zapier. I'll put it in the chat. What is that? How do I use it? Just so that you can be knowledgeable about it. Um, Zapier is an automation tool, right? And so again, this is about freedom and flexibility. So I use a lot of automation in my business. If you all have ever gotten all the emails and things like that you get from me, most of them are automated emails, meaning I set them up and then I schedule them to go out, right? Automatically. That's automation. Zapier allows you to do that with a lot of different software. So you can use Google Drive and connect that with your email campaign provider. You can, whatever softwares you're using, you can have them talk to each other or share things with each other through Zapier. Now, I have a software company and I use my software company for that, but that's not what we're here for this week. I did demo day last week. So we talked about that last week. So I utilize that a lot too. So I don't have to use Zapier as much because a lot of my automations are done through my software. But we'll get to that at a later date. But it's just something that you want to know, that you want to be familiar with, that your clients are going to ask if you know, or are you familiar with, and you want to be familiar with those types of things as you're coming into the industry. Because though that's another reason why this is important for you all, because there are certain things that people are going to expect from you as a virtual assistant, and it is going to be heavily involved technology. They're going to want you to know automation. They're going to want you to know, systems, different software, how to make things run on its own. And it's good for them, but it's also good for you because you don't want to be there having to do these things over and over again. You can set it up one time for it to automate and like a Zapier or something like that, and it'll just go off every time. Once someone submits a form, they want to work with your client or whatever, that form will shoot them something else. Just like with you all, when you submit a form for me, more than likely you're going to get an email right away. That's all set up on the back end with automation. And now AI is making that so much easier. So another thing that we're going to talk about tomorrow, possibly if we get around to it, is the tools that you can use for your business to get you started that's going to make it easier for you. Like building a website, for instance, you can use AI for that. it'll build your website for you, right? For you to be able to do that. You can use AI to for your headshots because a lot of people don't get started because it's like, well, I don't have pretty pictures. I don't have a good professional headshot. You can use AI. You can upload a picture that you was at the pool or at your friend house and you was looking halfway decent. Pop it in AI and it will create professional headshots for you. So before you even start working with clients and utilize AI to work with clients, you can utilize AI for yourself to help you build a business that will attract customers to you. Like, oh, her stuff looks professional. I want to work with her. You know, her stuff is together. So we'll get into all of that, but I want you to make sure you're signed up for these tools. Make sure that you familiarize yourself because I mean, it's only so much that I can teach in 3 days, child. But I got some for y'all. That's what my offer is at the end. There's only so much that I can teach in 3 days. So familiarize yourself with these tools first and that's where we're going to start. We're going to start with how you can build your business utilizing these tools. Hold on. Okay, so we got I'm putting these in the open AI. Um that here. And so we got ChatGPT, we got and Canva. So I just put all those in the chat. And you can just go Google it or go.com and it'll take you there. So I'll be sending out another email tomorrow that kind of goes over all of this, summarizes it, goes over all of this again, but definitely familiarize yourself and we are going to get into the nitty-gritty of it tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be very interactive, very hands-on, but I wanted to come on and let you guys know what to expect today. So this is me selling to you now. So I done gave all my information, all that good stuff. If you have not started your business yet, or if you are still on, if you don't know because the things that we're going to talk about this week is somewhat advanced because this is like the technology aspect of it. But if you're still clueless on how do I start my business, you know, what do I need to do to start my virtual assistant business, I highly recommend that you utilize my VA in a day course. It's $19 and it will walk you through step by step how to start your virtual assistant. What's the first step? What tools are you going to utilize in your virtual assistant business? How do you get a, you know, how do you decide what clients you want to work with? And then how do you attract those clients? It is only an hour and a half long. I know sometimes our attention spans can be short. So I created this where it wasn't a super long course where you had to spend weeks and weeks and weeks to get through it. I wanted you to be able to get straight to the point, hour and a half, you're done with the course. So if you're still trying to figure those things out, I suggest that you do that and have an idea of starting your business and you know what clients you want to work with and all of that good stuff. I highly recommend that you get that course so that you have the foundational stuff for your virtual assistance business already together. Right. So does anyone have any questions about that? When you click on that link that I just put in the chat and you go to that page, it's going to tell you exactly what's in, you know, like what's discussed in that course and all of that stuff for you to be able to get through it. So I'm not going to go through all of that today. And then it was something else I wanted to tell you guys about as far as your foundational. But yeah, that's where you, oh, and then Saturday. So today, tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, the VA will go through all of the tools and do the hands-on training and experience and all of that stuff for this. And then Saturday is a VIP day where you'll be able to come in and we will work specifically on your business. The next 4 days, I'm going to just be talking blanketed, giving you tools and strategies and things like that. Saturday is a VIP day. It's $27 where you'll get hands-on experience for just your business. So once you take the course and you know what clients you want to work with and all of those things, and you will register for that just like you register for tonight. Go to Saturday in the events tab in the Anu community, and you can register for that event on Saturday. Um, I promise you guys, I am not a money grab person, but my time is valuable. My expertise is valuable. And these things are going to help you. It's tried and true. I've been doing this for a long time. Anytime I've ever done it, people get results with it. You can look in the group, see the testimonials and all of that good stuff. But I am here to help you. I am here to be of service to you all. Like I said, this is my calling. This is what I know that I'm supposed to be doing. So I'm here. You all have access to me. You can email me. You guys have my text message line. You can send me messages on Facebook, all of that good stuff. So if you don't have any questions right now, but you think of some later on, shoot me a message. When people send me messages and they ask me questions, I answer. I give away of a lot of free material and, things like that. But the things that you pay for are things that I have, made easy for you to learn, and it's structured and it's put together, and I've spent time and effort on making it something that's digestible for you. So the next probably 10 minutes or so, if you guys have any questions, if you just want to shoot the stuff, I'm a talker, if you guys can't tell. We can do that if you just want to talk about the virtual assistance industry. If you guys want to tell me how you found out about the virtual assistance industry, where you are now, is there anything that you're struggling with in the virtual assistant or just getting started, any mindset blocks? People send me messages all the time like, what do I do about my haters? And I'm like, girl, ain't nobody hating on you, but okay, let's talk about it. What do I do about the naysayers? There are no naysayers. There are no naysayers. People really do not care. But come on, let's talk through it. So, if there are any mindset blocks that you're dealing with, we can talk about those. I'm really good at working through them. I was talking to my oldest daughter today, and she's reading some book, and she was like, and I was reading the book, and I was like, my mom has been telling me this for years. And I'm like, yeah, you're not listening to me. So working through mindset shifts and things, because that's really when we are having a hard time getting started, we are self-doubting ourselves. It's just something that you need to rewire. It has nothing to do with your experience, your expertise, whether you know how to do it or not. None of that stuff. It's always something that's going on in our heads that's stopping us from moving forward. It doesn't have anything to do with what you can and can't do, because today, if you can't do it, you can learn how to do it real quick. I'm telling you. I've taught myself so much stuff over the years and became the expert that people come to for certain things. You can learn it. But if you don't think that you can, you won't, right? So if you all don't have any questions or anything that you need to shoot over with me, I will see you guys tomorrow. I have got, okay, I need something from you all. When you register for this event, did it give you the correct time? It's supposed to be 7 Central. Will AI help us newbies do this business and skill keep a full-time job? That's a good question. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And even before AI, I taught tools and ways that you can work your business and still have a full-time job. I worked when I first started. I wasn't full-time, I was part-time, but I worked and I had two newborn babies because the last two of my babies are twins. And I was able to start grow my business. It grew really fast, it flourished, but there are things that you can do. I'm good on time management, project management, that kind of thing that you can do to be able to have your business and also still work for sure. But AI makes it so much easier. Like, girl, yes. Mine came up at 9 Eastern. So see, yeah, so yours came up at 9 Eastern, which means that was 8 o'clock my time, but it's supposed to be 7. And I don't know why it's doing that. Because I have the Central Standard Time on the back end, you know, I have it set up on the back end for it to be 7. Like I have Central Standard Time set up on the back end. I'm gonna have to ask the developers about it and see. But I'll let you guys know tomorrow. I'll keep you posted. But I know like when people were getting their reminders, it was saying 8 o'clock, but it was supposed to be 7. So I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, I'll figure it out. I'll get it together. So tomorrow, 7, correct, just making sure. Okay. No, not 7 PST. It's supposed to be 7 Central. So 7 Central would be 5 PST and 8 Eastern. So 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, 7 Central. That's what it's supposed to be. But if it's not coming across right in the thing, then it was added to my client. Okay, and it was added to your calendar. So it's on, can we use the same Zoom link? Let me see. I thought I had did some different days, but when I looked today, it was just one link. Let's see. And the reason that I did that is because um sometimes people can make it all 4 days and they think, okay, so if I have 10 people registered for the event, then I'm thinking 10 people is going to show up every day, but maybe no one can show up on Tuesday. So then, I don't need to be there. So tomorrow, yeah, it's a different link. It's a different link for each day. But if you register, it's going to send you the link in your email. If you register, you should, and if you click on the day and you register, it'll show you what Zoom link to pick up. So, and I'll be communicating with you guys as well. So, but yes, so thank you guys for joining me tonight. I'm sorry I was late. I will not be late tomorrow. I do a podcast. Anybody a book girly in here? I don't know. But I read romance novels like almost every day of my life. And I have a podcast where I talk about the books. And Tuesday night is podcast night. And I ran over. So sorry I was late, but I don't have it tomorrow. So I'll be bright and on time. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you come, apply the things that we talk about, and you're gonna be in there like that there. You hear me? Okay. So bye y'all.